Hello and welcome to Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Valentin Diash. The villagers of ROC who are unitedly fighting against double tracking now seem to be divided. The villagers seem to be split in two groups over the need for an underpass and a box culvert when Kortali MLA Anton Vaz carried out the inspection on Friday. One small group is with the MLA, while the other group agreed that the underpass was needed, but firmly objected to the underpass as a lollipop for doing double tracking. Listen to the villagers.
The villagers of ROC who are unitedly fighting against double tracking now seem to be divided. The villagers seem to be split into two groups over the need for an underpass and a box culvert when Kortali MLA Anton Vaz carried out the inspection on Friday. One small group is with the MLA while the other group agreed that the underpass was needed but firmly objected to the underpass as a lollipop for doing double tracking. Listen to the villagers.
हॅरेसमेंट जाता जेन्ना आमी पळय MLA उलो मारलो आमच्या वॉर्ड मेंबराक उलो मारलो वॉर्ड मेंबरान सांगलें आमकां इन्स्पेक्शन हा फाल्यां तुमी इन्स्पेक्शनाक याय म्हणून लास्ट सगळो विलेजर्स येयले इन्स्पेक्शनाक पूण आमचो वॉर्ड मेंबर डिजपियर जालो लॉलीपॉप घेवन खूंय बसले तें आमकां खबर ना खावपाक MLA कितले पाट आमी फोन केलो रातीको 12 पासून केलो जाल्यार MLA सांगता आपूण सगळे टायमार आपूण मिटिंगेक हा म्हाका कळोंक जाय खंयच्या पार्लमेंटान 12 पासून रातची मिटींग आसत पळय ती कळ्ळें आयज तो येयला आपणाची फौज घेवन लॉलीपॉप दिल्या पळय त्या लोकांक सगळ्यांक घेवन येयला तो आतां तो पळोवंक येयला आतां आमी जिते हो मेल्याय पळय ती
लास्ट टायम BDC मेंबर आसलोले तेदोना हो प्रपोजल घायलोलो आनी हो प्रपोजल एक्सेप्ट केलोलो पूण फॉर वेरियस रिजन्स आनी आमकां डबल ट्रॅकिंग नाक म्हूण तो मागीर उरलो आतां तो सेम प्रपोजल तेमी पोतून घाला पूण हिंगा न्हू आमचे आमी एक सांगताय जोरी तोरी हो अंडरपास डबल ट्रॅकिंगा लागून जोरी तर ते एक लॉलीपॉप अशें दिला जाल्यार आमकां नाका जोरी तोरी हे आमगे गांवांक जाय अंडरपास जायो लोकां त्रास जालोले कोणा मेडिकल इश्यू जालोलो कोणा थिंग भुरग्यां इस्कला वता आसतना उरलोले आमकां नाका वी आर नॉट अगेन्स्ट आवर पीपल वी आर फॉर द पीपल पूण डबल ट्रॅक वी आर अगेन्स्ट डबल ट्रॅकिंग
We are stopped over there because of the level crossing. We have to buy groceries. We are stopped at the level crossing. If we have an airport run, if we want to go to the city, Panjim, Margaon, every time, how many times are we going to stop and waste our time over there? Not everybody has time. We have other things to do also. So basically, this is for medical emergencies and whatever other conveniences.
They had proposed this underpass, but for some reason it has not happened. This time, after MLA sir, first time he has come, he has inspected with the railway authorities, and he has assured us that he is going to do this underpass for us. We need it because of many reasons. There is a hospital which is built by the government, a wonderful hospital with lot of facilities. But the facilities are emergency होयतलो जाल्यार आमकां केन्ना केन्ना घेट लागता. For that purpose we don't reach on time. So हो एक अंडरपास आमकां जालो जाल्यार आमचे वाड्यावयले लोक बेगीन पावतले. Secondly, आमगेले हे आसा चॅपल आसा आनी येवपा वचपा कपलांक खूब आमकां त्रास जाता. ट्रॅका वयल्यान खूब लोक पडलेले आसा कळ्ळें तुका. सो हे जे केले जाल्यार ते लोकांकूय आमगे भाड्या वयले
कितें जालां आयज जेन्ना आमी इन्स्पेक्शनाक गेले आमचे विलेज पंचायत कांसावली हे सरपंच म्हाका एकच जाले आनी ताका लागून हांव आयज इन्स्पेक्शनाक गेले कित्याक 2 दीस जाले हांगासर ड्रेनेज लोकालिटी जाले ड्रेनेज ब्लॉक केल्या अशें ताका लागून हांव सायडीर येयला आनी पयलां ते बरोबर म्हाका दिसता की पायप आसा बरी धाकटी आसा आनी व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट उदक मूव जावपाक ड्रेनेजींतल्यान व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट हांवें ताका इंस्ट्रक्शन दिलें हांवें सांगलां रेल्वेक सांगलां ती जाता ती भशेन आमकां तिका कालवट बॉक्साक लोकांक दिवचो कितें सोंपेपणी हें उदक वचपाक शकता पूण ते रेडी जाल्या तरी आसतना ताका हांव डिस्कस करपाक कितें आतां मातशें बरे भशेन बसून डिस्कस करपाक मेळना तरी आसतना ताका हांव बसून ताका आमी प्लॅन करतले बाबा कशें तें उदक वचपाक जाय कशें फ्लो जावपाक जाय तेजेर आमी डिस्कस करून आमी ताका इंस्ट्रक्शन हांव आतां दितलो. आनीक दुसरें म्हणल्यार आमचे ते सगळे लोक गांवचो लोक जे वाड्याचो लोक हे वाड्याक ताका एक तांचो एक डिमांड आतांचो न्हू हो पयलींचो डिमांड आसलो तांकां अंडर बायपास रोड जावं आनी हो तेंगेलो डिमांड आहा पयलोय आसलेलो न्हय आतांय आहा आनी आतांय तेंच्यान ती सगळी आमची वाड्याची जो लोक आहा तो हांगासर येयलो ताका बायपास रोड जायो म्हणून आतां हो तेका हांव डिस्कस करून हांव रेल्वे कडेन डिस्कस करून जाता ती भाशेन पर्सनल लेवलाचेर जे म्हजे लागीं कितें जाता जावं CMाक मेळपा जाय जावं रेल्वे ऑफिसरांक मेळपाक जाय ताका मेळोन म्हाका तालुके पासून हो रेल्वे हाडले बायपास हो इतले वर्सां जावंक ना तो म्हाका करून ताका दिवपाक जाय हे हाका लागून हे लोकांनी म्हाका चड एप्रोच जाली आनी लोकांनी म्हाका सांगलें ताका लागून हांगासर हांव आयला क्लीन करपाक
Look at what he's saying, personal attacks over here. What personal attacks? Let's listen to what personal attacks? What personal attacks? Because I come to you, I would have been
Kiran Borkar for Herald TV.
Reports have surfaced that new Goa police recruits who were sent to New Delhi for training protested due to the unhygienic food and salt water served to them, due to which many have fallen sick. When they protested, 1 or 2 recruits have been beaten and have been admitted to a hospital in New Delhi. Buzet Silva, who is holding charge of the Superintendent of Police headquarters, said he is not aware of any food poisoning of recruits in New Delhi. This year, about 950 police personnel were recruited due to COVID backlog and had to be sent for training outside the police training school, as it can accommodate only a maximum of 500 trainees.
Reports have surfaced about new Goa police recruits who are protesting due to food poisoning and assault on them during a training in New Delhi. About 500 new Goa police recruits were sent to Delhi by the Goa police for a 6-month training. However, Herald TV received complaints that the recruits were not given food on some days. They also complained of salt water being given to them for drinking, due to which many of the recruits fell sick. When the recruits protested, they were beaten up and 2 Goan recruits were admitted to a local hospital. Herald TV received video footage of the filthy, inhuman surroundings, a worm in the drinking water and stinking toilets. Bosue Silva, who is holding charge of SP headquarters, said he is not aware of any food poisoning of recruits in New Delhi. This year, about 950 police personnel were recruited due to COVID backlog and had to be sent for training outside, since the police training school in Goa can accommodate a maximum of only 500 trainees. Sagun Gowde for Herald TV.
Why are tourists getting frequently assaulted in Goa? Is there no fear of the police? Because Goa is a much sought after destination, many tourists are coming to Goa, but they also need to obey the law of the land. Additionally, police have to be on constant patrolling to keep law and order.
See, basically, what has been happening for last few days in Goa, it is just shameful. It's not only the locals which you can blame directly, even the tourists. What we have been saying is there is a chalta hai attitude, Goa mein sab kuch chalta hai. So basically, I think we have to create the awareness that yes, when you are in tourist, you are welcome in Goa, but you have to follow the rules and regulation and law of land. Similarly, the Goans also, as a Goans, we have to understand that Goa is Goa not only because of its scenic beauty of sun, sand and sea, but also because of its people, which has evolved over the years together for decades together. So to have this position which is enviable by anyone in not only in India but the world, rather on the tourism map Goa is concerned, it is our duty to maintain that position world over. I think we feel that we are going somewhere wrong, wherein we see this type of fights and sometimes one very petty issue it's happening. So basically here what it comes is a law of a land which needs to be followed. So policing has to be not only just for issuing the challans and creating this thing, but whenever the such incidents happen, there has to be a immediate action needs to be taken, and it has to be shown that police is neutral and it is there for addressing the issues followed by both of them, not only by the tourists but even with the locals also. And we have to bring in the confidence back, because unnecessary what we are seeing is we are getting bad name.
If you look at today's crime rate, both tourists and Goans are assaulted. I think the reason of the criminal increase is because many Goans are leaving the state for better prospects. But in the past, they were not replaced by people from other states. Today, many people from other states in India grab our statehood as we Goans are the best, hospitable, peaceful and fun-loving Indians. These people befriend us, but instead of them integrating into our culture, some of us foolishly integrate into their culture. The only reason some locals are not afraid of the police is because they can expose their corruption, which happens right from the lowest level, like collecting money from organized beggars, hawkers, and top bars, clubs, and others. Apparently, the money is distributed up the chain to some higher officers who at one point were holding a lower post. It's a pity that most Goans who do not live in the tourist belt are naive to the fact that Goa is a sin tourist destination, which has always attracted criminals. And when they try to flex their muscles, it's natural that the peace-loving Goans will gang up and retaliate in self-defense. Immaterial, police should act against anyone who takes law in their hands. Only if the government introduces and incentivizes sentinels to police the police and keep the informants top confidential, criminal activity will decrease.
Prasad Polji for Herald TV.
In what seems to be deja vu, yet another truck has fallen prey to Panjim's smart city roads, this time at Sao Tome. The rear tire of a truck travelling along the Sao Tome area near Hotel Avanti was trapped as the road caved in. The accident comes barely 5 days after a truck's rear tire caved in at Santinez in Panjim. This was the seventh incident of a truck falling into the dug roads since the first incident reported on February 6th.
In what seems to be deja vu, yet another truck has fallen prey to Panjim's Smart City Road, this time at Sao Tome. The rear tire of a truck travelling along the Sao Tome area near Hotel Avanti was trapped in a caved-in road which was cleared to be hot mixed on Saturday afternoon. This was the seventh incident of a truck falling into the dug roads since the first incident was reported on February 6th.
In this type of democratic setup that we have, what is this smart city? Nobody knows. There was another person who said, you be on the lookout after everything is over. You have to go through these sufferings now, but once it is done, it will be so beautiful. Do you mean to say that to be beautiful, we need to be hospitalized, to go in the hospital and get all these problems? Is somebody wanting to say that there is no pain without physical gain? Do you suffer from all these problems to get it? There is no planning, there is no coordination, and all these things would have been sorted out if there was a proper planning. Unfortunately, at this stage, there seems to be no coordination, there seems to be no planning at all. People are suffering. The worst sufferers are the people from Rua de Natal in Fontaines.
Sagun Gaude for Herald TV.
The utter carelessness with which the contractors of the smart city are carrying out their works is absolutely shocking. On Saturday morning, an elderly woman fell into a pit dug up near her house at Fontaines. The pit was dug up as part of smart city works, but was not filled up. The woman sustained injuries to her head and 2 fractures on her leg. Locals expressed their anger towards the smart city works, stating that the roads have been excavated for sewerage works and have not been properly restored.
And the worst scenario has been found in the last month, especially with removal of the carpet of the road and sewage chambers being built, even passing through the water supply. This is at this place that there have been injuries in the last week, last 3 days over now. One lady who was going to the shop here fell down here, suffered a double fracture on the left leg, the ankle and the toe, and had to be hospitalized, and the leg is in plaster. Also suffered a head injury and needed 6 stitches on the head. There was another boy somewhere here only who also fell down and had to have 3 stitches just under the skin. There was one case which has been reported near the People's High School where somebody also tripped on these stones and the boulders which are left haphazardly and also had suffered a lot of injuries. How this work is going on, when it will be over and when will be the sufferings of the people in this type is never known and nobody seems to be bothering. If you ask the councillor or the others, they say we do not know. It's the directives from whoever at the top. The problem is how long are we going to suffer from these problems? And if it is not advisable, especially for the elderly, these are all elderly people. An elderly lady, can you imagine being fallen here at this place and had to be hospitalized and the suffering, and for about 1.5 months now you cannot do anything. Will this come to an end? That is one question. Secondly, why aren't the authorities sharing us the plan of how they are going to go about, and also share with us what they intend doing?
Prasad Polji for Herald TV.
One person sustained injuries in a multi-vehicle accident at Porori on Saturday afternoon. 3 vehicles, a hatchback, a bike and a minivan were involved in a pile-up on Saturday afternoon near Majestic Hotel. The accident allegedly occurred after the bike rider was hit from the back by the minivan, thereby ramming the bike against a hatchback. All 3 vehicles were proceeding from Panjim towards Mapsa. The accident resulted in a traffic jam as spectators slowed their vehicles to witness what had happened.
One person sustained injuries in a multi-vehicle accident at Porori on Saturday afternoon. 3 vehicles, a hatchback car, a bike and a minivan were involved in a pile-up on Saturday near Majestic Hotel. The accident allegedly occurred after the bike rider was hit from the back by the minivan, thereby ramming the bike against the hatchback. All 3 vehicles are proceeding from Panjim towards Mapsa. The accident caused a traffic jam as spectators slowed their vehicles to witness what had happened.
Okay.
Sagun Gowde for Herald TV.
After sitting in the old market shed for the past several years, Marcel fish vendors were shifted to the new fish market shed constructed for them at the Marcel KTC bus stand premises. However, giving various reasons such as roadside highway vendors are eating into their businesses and claiming they have no customers at new markets, the fish vendors had shifted back to the old market the very next day on the 16th of March. Tivre Vargaon Panchayat Sarpanch Jayesh Naik had rejected their claims.
आमची एक म्हयनो पयलीं पंचायती कडेन मिटींग जाल्ली सगळे नुस्तेकार आसलेले तशें फूल पंचायत बॉडी सुद्दां आसलेली तेन्ना आमचे थंय एक हें जाल्लो की आमचे डिमांड्स आसलेले तेंच्यांनी आमकां पयलीं डिमांड्स दिता आसले आमी तांकां आमचे कितें डिमांड्स आसा ते सांगले तेंच्यांनी ते एग्री केलें तेंच्यांनी कितें सांगलें आमकां तुमी केन्ना स्थलांतरीत जाता तें सांगा आमी तेंच्या पयलीं ते तुमचे कितें डिमांड्स आसा पळय ते आमी पूर्ण करता अशें म्हणून आमकां ते पंचायती सरपंचान सगळ्यांनी हेजेर उतर दिलें कितें जालें आमचे ह्या म्हयन्यान वार्षिक पुजा आसता आमी कितें सांगलें आमची पुजा जाली म्हणटकीर दुसरे दिसा आमी स्थलांतरीत करता सोमारा आमची पुजा जाली 13 तारखेक 14 तारखेक आमी म्हटलें वयता 14 तारीख जाली तरी सरपंचान म्हणजे पंचायतीन कसलेंच लेटर कोणाक करूं ना ट्रॅफिकेक करूं ना कोणाक पुलिशेक करूं ना कलेक्टराक करूं ना की तेंच्या बद्दल तांकां काडपाचें कोणाक कांयच करूं ना आनी आमी थंय तरी पूण गेले उतराक कळ्ळें कितें जालें 2 दीस आमी थंय बसले 2 दीस बसनाका तिसरे दिसा थर्सडे येयलो थर्सडे सकाळीं फुडें पळयत जाल्यार पंचायतीन सरपंचान कोणाक लेबर धाडले आनी फीश मार्केट मोडपाक लायले
पंचायत परले
हे फीश मार्केट मोडपाक लायले म्हणजे हांव ते दीस घरा कडेन आसलेलो म्हाका फोन येयलो मातशें फीश मार्केट हे करता मातसो बेगीन यो म्हणून हांव बेगीन येयलो पळय काम आदी स्टॉप केलें ताका सांगलें तुका कोणें दिल्या ऑर्डर हे करपाक मोडपाक तो म्हणलो आपल्याक सरपंचान सांगलें हांवें म्हणलें तुजे कडेन कितें लेखी आहा तुका नोटीस दिल्या कितें दिल्या काय विचारलें तो म्हणलो आपल्याक काय दिना जाल्यार तूं कशें करूंक शकता काय म्हणून विचारलें तो तेणें सोमतो हेका सरपंचाक फोन मारलो सरपंचाक फोन मारलो आनी तेणें सांगलें नुस्तेकार सगळे आहा ते आपलें काम आडयलां म्हणून तेणें सरपंचान सांगलें तेजे कडेन दी म्हणून म्हाजे कडेन दी म्हणून फोन म्हाजे कडेन फोन दिलो हांव सरपंचा कडेन उलयलो सरपंचाक सांगलें हांवें जो पर्यंत आमची कोर्टाक केस आसा आनी तुमी म्हटलें हें मार्केट कशें मोडटा काय म्हटलें आमी गेल्ले तुमच्या उतराक फाटल्यान बरेपणान गेल्ले म्हटलें तुमकां म्हटलें हें मार्केट मोडपाक कांयच हें ना अधिकार ना म्हटलें जो पर्यंत आमची कोर्टाक केस चालू आसा कोर्टाक डायरेक्टर ऑफ पंचायत आसा पळय थंय आमची केस चालू आसा.
ब्युरो रिपोर्ट हेरल्ड TV.
Apart from its scenic beaches and cuisine, Goa is known for its locally produced fruits, vegetables and fresh catch of fish at the village market, which attracts locals and tourists alike. However, some of these markets lack basic facilities and cry for attention. One such market being the Shioli market. The vendors at the market sit by the roadside to sell their local produce as they have not been allotted a proper place. This in turn causes chaos and the traffic congestion and poses a risk to their lives. Local activist Digambar Sanglekar has requested the Panchayat to resolve the issue by allotting places to the vendors and providing a proper parking space.
Ahead of the elections in March 2022, voters of Sholam had called on to the next MLA to build a new fish market and a new shed for vegetable and fruit vendors and manage the traffic congestion. Without proper planning, the concerned authorities took up the work haphazardly. A year later, several letters to the Sholam Manna Panchayat have not yielded any results. Local activist Digambar Sanglekar has also requested the local panchayat and the locals to save Sholam from the Delhi builders.
आमचो शिवोले मार्केटाचो आमचे जे शिवोले जे मार्केट आसा ह्या मार्केटान तेका टायमाक एक दिगंबर आगारवाडेकर म्हणून सरपंच आसलो आनी ह्या सरपंचान 2 व्हिलरी पार्क करपाक एक मार्किंग केल्लें दोशी सायडीन इकडे एक अमरेलीचो गाडो आसा ते सायडीन परत ते चोडणकाराचे बार आहा ते सायडीन आनी तेका मार्किंग करून 2 व्हिलरी जवळ जवळ 100 पार्क जाता अशें पार्किंग केल्लें तर आज जे सरपंच आसा त्या सरपंचान ते परत कित्याक करूंक ना आनी गाडयो ज्यो 2 व्हिलरी सकाळच्या टायमार ज्यो लागता नुस्त्याक त्यो कमीत कमी 1000 लागता तर त्यो गाडयो जर समजा थंय लागना जाल्यार येवपा वचपाची लोकांची खूब कुचंबणा जाता तर त्याच पद्धती प्रमाणे काही महिला ह्या रस्त्या कडेन भाजी घेवन बसता सोप्याक येता सोप्याक येता वयता ताका तें पडलेलें ना ताका लागायना तर जी पंचायत आहा किंवा पंचायतीचो वॉर्ड मेंबर आहा तेणी त्यो महिला बसता वेदान कदाचित समजा गाडी येयली आनी गाडयेचो ब्रेक लागूंक ना आनी जर समजा ती गाडी कोणाची ती 1-2 महिला थंय नेल्यो जाल्यार ताका जबाबदार कोण आसतलो पंचायत आसतली सोप्याकार आसतलो काय आमचो आमदार आसतलो ताचो विचार करून त्यो महिला ज्यो बसता तांकां एक कायदेशीर पद्दतीन सारकी ती जागा पंचायतीन दिवची त्याच पद्दती प्रमाणे थंय कशी कोणी तरी गुन्हे घातले आयज 2 काय 3 वर्सां जाली आनी कोणी झोपडे घालना ताब्यात घातल्या तेका कितके वर्सां जाली तर ते झोपडे जातले काडचे ते गुन्हे काडचे तर ज्यो महिला भाजी घेवन येता पद्दत येता मोर्जेचे येता तिकडले खूब लोक येता तर तांकां लागून आमकां शिवकारांक ताजी भाजी मेळटा तर तेंची भटपाची जी सोय आहा ती तेणी कर सगळ्या शिवणकारांक उलो करतलो तशें वाड्या लोकांक उलो करतलो आपयतलो आनी थंय ती बांदपाक आमचे जो पर्यंत सॉल्व जायना तो पर्यंत बांदपाक दिवचें ना विलेज पंचायत वशे ह्या पंचायतीक हांव रिक्वेस्ट करतां की आमच्या त्या वाड्यार जे देवस्थान आहा ते पंचायतीच्या सगळ्या लोकांक खबर आहा त्या वार्डाचो मेंबर राजू बाणवलेकर तर राजू बाणवलेकारान भितर खात्रीन लक्ष घालूंक जाय आनी जो पर्यंत आमकां ती जमीन तो कोण घेतला तो बिल्डर दिना जाल्यार बांदकामाक आमी पंचायती पर्यंत वयतले तर म्हाजें म्हणणें इतलेंच आसा की शिवोली बचाव और दिल्ली के बिल्डर भगाओ.
प्रकाश करेकर for Herald TV.
The grand parade of the Sigmo floats resounded in the port town of Vasco on Friday. Revelers tapped into the rhythmic beats of the dole beats, got into the buoyant mood of the festival. The Sigmotsav parade in Vasco was a mix of folk performances, traditional art forms, larger-than-life floats, flamboyant colors depicting the true essence of Goa and attracting people.
So I'm really proud of the cultural activities over here. Sigmotsav हा अतिशय आपला सुद्धा महत्त्वाचा सण आहे आणि तो इतक्या उत्साहात साजरा होतो. इकडे मी याच्यापूर्वी आलो होतो तेव्हा मी पणजीला चित्ररथ वगैरे बघितलं तेव्हा मी गेस्ट करून आलो होतो. एवढाच मोठा उत्साह तसंच सगळं आता बघायला मिळतं. आणि गोवा म्हणजे जी कलाकारांची खाण म्हणतात ते आपल्याला प्रत्ययाला येतात. जे लहान लहान मुलंसुद्धा समोर त्यांनी वेशभूषा वगैरे केलेली
कल्पना नव्हती की एवढ्या मोठ्या प्रमाणावरती इतका संस्कृतीचा ठेवा संस्काराचा ठेवा इथे आहे गोव्यामध्ये. मी ऐकून होतो काही प्रमाणामध्ये पण हे इथं आल्यानंतर मी चक्क म्हणजे थक्क झालेलो आहे की इतका मोठा उत्साह आणि एवढी संस्कृती शेकडो वर्षाची संस्कृती आजही जपली जाते या मॉडर्न युगामध्ये. ती गोव्यासारख्या अतिशय एक वेगळ्या धर्तीवरती की इथे यायला माणसं उत्सुक असतात. परंतु मला असं वाटतं की हा जो उत्सव आहे तो अजून मोठ्या प्रमाणावरती पर्यटकांपर्यंत जायला पाहिजे असं मला वाटतं. कारण गोवा म्हणजे फक्त बीच एवढं नाही आहे किंवा नुसतेच मजा आहे असं नाही आहे. तर ही खरी संस्कृतीची जी मजा आहे ना ही लोकांपर्यंत पोचायला पाहिजे. कारण माझ्यासारख्या कोकणाशी जवळीक साधणाऱ्या माणसाला सुद्धा एवढ्या मोठ्या प्रमाणावरती इथे असतं हे मला कल्पनाच नव्हती. म्हणजे कालपर्यंत मला कल्पना नव्हती पण आज प्रत्यक्ष हे बघितल्यानंतर मी बरोबर थक्क झालेलो आहे. आणि माझ्या सगळ्या शंभोसाला सगळ्या माझ्याकडनं खूप खूप शुभेच्छा आणि मला दरवर्षी इथे यायला आवडेल एवढंच नमूद करतो. थँक्यू.
किरण बोरकर for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news and alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.